in the building, nigga.
Already the show goes on all night till the morning.
At Heinz Field, who do you like? Cats are the only team I'm afraid of. I don't care. You honestly think that? Tony really disagreed. You honestly think that? From Inside Sports,
You honestly think that? You gotta be kidding.
This is Shawn Kowalyshyn.
You really think
We'll
that?
see you next time.
Come on, dude.
Oh my.
Don't that shit that make you mad? They treat you like a slave. Put chains all on your soul and put whips up on your back. They be lying through their teeth. Hope you slip up off your path. I don't switch up, I just laugh.
Hey, sports fans, welcome to another edition of Inside Sports. Alongside Nick Deets, I'm Shawn Kowalyshyn, and we got some NFL playoffs for
Yeah, I
you.
was just thinking, I look a little pasty, don't I? This light. We should get like a yellow light. We'll look tanner.
Or you could just go tanning.
Oh, that's dangerous. Anyway, some football. NFL, obviously.
Rough weekend for Nick.
Wild card weekend. Why don't we get it over with? Pull it like a Band-Aid. Denver beat the Steelers at Denver at Mile High, 29-23
In overtime.
in overtime. They under the new rules, we didn't see much because they threw a touchdown anyway.
Like
But
Taylor missed the tackle, cost him the game.
yeah, it's different. I mean, Pitt was down 26, fairly at halftime, and they did enough to come back 23-23. Ben did better than I thought he would mobility-wise, but
Yeah.
they lost. They didn't have Ben and Hall. I'm not gonna make excuses or anything, but they lost. They lost the game.
Yeah, I think you could argue
That just
right
awful
now.
pass defense. To be honest with you, they had that one receiver. Thompson had 4 catches for 208 yards. Are you kidding me? That you just can't allow that with a 50-yard pass interference penalty thrown. It could have been 250 yards, and Tebow only attempted low 20 passes and had like 300 yards
21,
passing.
10 of 21, I think.
Yeah. So I mean, you can't give up 300 yards passing on 10 completions. Are you kidding me? You're gonna lose the game. So they didn't deserve to win. So
okay.
it's pretty fair. I think it's a
Next,
fair outcome.
okay, we're moving on.
Damn.
We're moving on. Another game that happened in the AFC, the Houston Texans, without Matt Schaub or Matt Leinart, TJ Yates, 31-10 over the Cincinnati Bengals. How do you feel about that?
I think it was
it was-
surprising to see Yates play so well.
Yeah, and it was,
Against
I mean,
a
but
decent-
when you have Arian Foster in your backfield,
He
things
had a
are
really
gonna-
good game.
He's Arian Foster, and I think he's going to give Baltimore a run for their money. I mean, you got to look back because they're going to be playing Baltimore this upcoming week, and Houston lost earlier in the season 29-14 with Schaub. So do you think they have what it takes to get it done this week against Baltimore or no?
I don't think so. I think Baltimore just has too good of a defense, and I think they're gonna pressure Yates too much, and he's not gonna be able to handle it. But I will say, Andre Johnson returned from injury. Didn't look as impressive as he normally does.
No, yeah.
He had a couple of drops just from not playing. So we'll see if he gets back into game form. I mean, it's a lot to ask in only a couple weeks, but I still think Baltimore's going to take it.
I think it'll be surprised. I think Houston will go and run for their money.
I think so too. I think it might be like a 31-28. Like it
Yeah.
might be higher scoring than most people
And
expect.
I think
24-21.
that you can't just count Houston out because of Baltimore's track record in the playoffs and their inconsistency in their play. Because if Joe Flacco,
Well, their track
can't
record in the playoffs isn't good at all.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
And if Joe Flacco, for some reason, sometimes they don't run the ball enough with Ray Rice.
Here's what's going to have to happen: is their defense is going to have
Okay.
to step up a little.
Okay, yeah, thank you. For
And
summing
you didn't
up.
even do that.
You
What do you
didn't let
think
me
about?
say. Oh,
Yeah, you rushed me on the last one.
All right.
Sure. What do you think? Hey, why don't you do this one first?
Okay.
Denver's going to Pats to the Patriots.
Pats already beat them 41-23 a couple weeks ago. I said Pats will roll again. Tom Brady will show Tim Tebow how to play the quarterback position. And, I mean, Patriots defense is not the best in the league, but they're not the worst in the league. They already stopped Tebow once. They say it's hard to beat the team again, but...
You sure they're not the worst in the league? I think they were.
Were they the
Yeah, I
worst?
think
Oh,
so.
well, right now they're not the worst. I mean, at least they're in the playoffs.
No,
I mean,
no.
the Patriots had a good season, so...
Oh yeah, Tom Brady's gonna eat them.
Tom Brady will, yeah.
Nom nom nom.
So, yeah, I think Pats roll. I think they put up 40 again. I think maybe you could go 45-20, 21,
If that.
45-21. Yeah, I
whatever.
think.
Tim
Tim
Tebow can't
Tebow-
play like that again.
He has to travel cross country to go to New England. So, I mean,
Mile High is one of those few stadiums too where it is almost like a true advantage, and now they're going to be down at
down to
Foxborough.
earth, yeah,
So
sea level.
yeah, down there, right?
Sea level.
All right,
I mean,
so over to the NFC.
It was a close game throughout the first half of the New Orleans-Detroit game, but New Orleans ran away with it. Drew Brees, 466 yards, right, passing.
Something,
Beast game.
As usual.
Drew Brees-like numbers. Now they're going from New Orleans to San Francisco. What do you think?
I'm gonna be rooting with my boy Shawn next Saturday to this Saturday to see San Francisco win this game. I kid you not, I feel really good about this, and I think it's gonna be one of those things where if New Orleans was playing Green Bay, I might take New Orleans, but since New Orleans is going to San Francisco, they're on a roll, they're playing well, they've played well all season. I just feel something in your defense right now, and even though you don't have the best pass, 8th or 16th still passing defense, but number 1 rush. You know, if you keep those passes to the flats like Pierre Thomas likes to get all the time, and you can make him throw to like Meacham and Henderson, and you know all those, if you can keep them to the long ball, which I think your defense is good enough to do, I don't know if they're going to get enough to beat you.
Yeah, I think everybody is saying, "Oh, the Saints are so explosive. The Saints are good." Don't get me wrong; the Saints are a great team.
One of the best offenses.
I think they're the best offense, and the 49ers are one of the top defenses besides the Steelers and the Ravens in the NFL.
Yeah.
And what people don't understand is the last 3 weeks of the season, Patrick Willis didn't play. He was nursing a hamstring injury. He's going to be back. Arguably one of the best linebackers in the NFL right now.
And they're really the soul of the defense.
Yeah. Exactly. And you know what? Their front seven is amazing. I mean, you got Justin Smith on the line. You got Patrick Willis, Nate Bowman from Penn State making a huge impact in the front seven. Their run, you can't. I mean,
but obviously
New Orleans doesn't really have a run game.
Yeah.
They short passes. Yeah. And so, but I think the 49ers, they're quick,
they throw
they're
more
fast,
screens
they're physical.
than they do run.
Exactly. But
Darren Sproles did have a decent game against the Lions too.
Yeah,
but you know Frank Gore is going to run, so on the offensive side of the ball, this is the only X factor through the game. Is Alex Smith and Frank Gore going to be able to put up enough points? I think, because I think you're going to have to score 20-something points to win the game at least.
Yep.
Do you think that that's highly likely? I'm not saying they can't score because people say that, and that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of action out of Vernon Davis. He's going to get a lot of mismatches. He's one fast tight end, and a lot of linebackers cannot catch up to him. But I think, like you were saying, you're going to force New Orleans to throw the deep ball. 49ers were number 1 in the league in turnovers, and they're plus 28 on the season.
One of the key things to having Frank Gore is the way you beat an offensive team is to keep their offense off the field. And so you got Frank Gore. If you get 6-7 minute drives and you get points at the end of those drives, you got a good shot.
That's what the 49ers
I think it'll be the game of the week, even better than the next one we're going to go over, which was even an embarrassment for the Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta Falcons, They might as well put the NBA team out there. It wouldn't have mattered.
Both teams have been playing hot right now, but the Giants, Eli Manning just ripped them apart.
Made them look schoolyard.
And you know, I think another upset alert this week. If the Giants can play like they did against Atlanta,
they've been something special the last couple weeks.
2 weeks ago, they lost to Green Bay 38-35.
Yeah, 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, and you know, I think when you look at the receiving core of Victor Cruz, Mario Manningham, Hakeem Nicks had a huge game. Can Green Bay secondary cover all 3 of these guys? And I don't think they can. And
I also think that, you know, I mean, it's got the running back situation isn't bad either. When you got Bradshaw, Jacobs, it's a nice 1-2 punch. I think when you look at this, it's whose secondary can do a better job because can do enough.
You figure. You look at Green Bay's giving up points. It's not. I mean, they have Tremont Williams.
The defense isn't what they were last
year.
Charles
Woodson, but they're not the strong defense they were. They outgunned their opponents. It's pretty obvious. But then same with the Giants. Not really. The Giants have a good front four. The
Giants are coming off all this success.
Osi Romero. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And the Giants have all this success. They just won their division over huge rivals.
Yeah.
You know, they just won a great game against a good team away as well. Or no, they were home actually. But now they're going, you know, off to arguably, I mean, everyone says the Super Bowl frontrunners after a week off, so not carrying any momentum really. I think it'll be closer. What do you think?
I think the Giants right now have a lot of momentum, And
So listen, it's gonna be awful
I
games.
think
I think it might be
Giants-
bad games in the AFC because I think the Pats and Baltimore are
I think
gonna end
they're
up.
clear winners, and I think for
But
both
these
the
are games of the
49ers
week right here. NFC is putting
49ers
up.
and Green Bay, Saturday, Sunday, 4:30 for the Niners, and then I don't know. I think
It's like
4:30. Is it the 8 o'clock game on Sunday?
Oh no, they do one of each. So they'll probably do.
Probably the 4:30 game
yeah,
in Green Bay.
something.
So Saturday, Sunday, look out for those games. I say the NFC, and then I don't. But if New Orleans, San Francisco, New York, or Green Bay get in, I think each team is capable of beating the Ravens or the Pats, or even if the Houston, Denver get in there, even one of those teams, even though they're
That
easy to
sounded
beat.
like it.
But
But anyway,
I think
yeah. So
right
that's
now,
what we think.
I think the NFC is much stronger than the AFC.
Yeah.
You have to make a Super Bowl prediction right now. What do you say?
I would say that, however much it pains me to say it, I think the Baltimore may end up being able to be the only team that beats the Pats. I thought all season they're the only ones that could beat the Pats in the playoffs against San Francisco or New York. And
See,
I think
just
it would be awesome to have San Francisco against the Ravens in the Super Bowl, and then
There's a
battle of
rematch
the defenses.
A Thanksgiving rematch where the Harbaugh
San
Super
Francisco
Bowl.
wins Super Bowl. I think that's the simplest conclusion.
Yeah, the most obvious.
All right, but we're wasting your time now.
All right, yeah. We'll see you next week after this great weekend. Be sure to watch. I'm Shawn Kowalyshyn,
I'm Nick Deets.
and we will see you next time. Thanks
See
for
you then.
watching.